Today, we witnessed something extraordinary in Washington. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. didn't just testify before the Senate, he exposed the entire pharmaceutical industrial complex. When Elizabeth Warren demanded that he promise not to sue Big Pharma, his response left her speechless. But here's what the mainstream media won't tell you. RFK Jr. revealed that President Trump personally asked him to end America's chronic disease epidemic. They're terrified because for the first time, we have someone willing to take on the medical establishment. And wait till you hear what he said about those 300,000 missing children. While RFK Jr. exposes the truth about our nation's health crisis, Americans are facing another crisis, skyrocketing heating bills. Just like the pharmaceutical industry is draining your wallet with overpriced medications, the energy companies are bleeding you dry with inflated heating costs. But there is a solution. It's this revolutionary portable heater. That's right. The technology is what the power companies don't want you to know about. It's helping thousands slash their heating bills while staying cozy. Visit staywarmnow.com for a shocking 60% off and free shipping. That is staywarmnow.com to beat the system. Okay, let's jump right into this. This was Mark Vargas, a friend of mine on the Stone Zone, just about 12 hours ago. He said, for the last 4 years, Democrats lied and deceived the American people. They said Biden was fit to serve, a lie. They said Harris couldn't beat him. Now they're saying 17,000 physicians oppose RFK Jr. Let's watch.
That was a lie. Is what the progressive left and the Democrats are doing. Once again, they deceived Americans that Joe Biden is completely healthy. Remember, Kamala Harris said, you don't see Joe Biden when I see him in the Situation Room when there are no cameras. The decisions that he's making, how quick he is on his feet, that was a lie. That Kamala Harris could beat Donald Trump, that was a lie. That Joe Biden could beat Donald Trump, that was a lie. That Joe Biden was completely healthy, that was a lie. Now they're saying 17,000 physicians signed a letter opposing RFK Jr.'s nomination. Guess what? That's a lie, too. Is what the progressive left.
Yeah, we're finding out that Bill Gates was behind that. I wonder why. And here we have, okay, there's so much to get to. Here's a moment. RFK had the entire room laughing about talking about McDonald's.
Well, I don't want to take food away from anybody. If you like a cheeseburger, a McDonald's cheeseburger, a Diet Coke, which my boss loves, and you should be able to get them. If you want to eat Hostess Twinkies, you should be able to do that. But you should know what the impacts are on your family and on your health.
Thank you. Senator Wyden.
My boss likes to eat McDonald's. And here is more. I mean, it was fire. Minute after minute of fire today on Capitol Hill.
Even 15% of American youth are now on Adderall or some other ADHD medication. Even higher percentages are on SSRIs and benzos. We are not just over-medicating our children, we're over-medicating our entire population. Half the pharmaceutical drugs on Earth are now sold here. 70% of the profits from pharmaceutical companies are from the United States, even though we only have 4.2% of the world's population. Not only that, but a recent study by Cochrane Collaboration founder Peter Ghosh found that pharmaceutical drugs are the third largest cause of death in our country after heart attacks and cancers. Oh, they're not making us healthier. We need community health initiatives. We need access to treatment. We need exercise. We need better food.
We need RFK Jr. at the head. Here we have a Democrat senator tries to save himself from humiliation after RFK Jr. reminds him of a key detail about Medicaid. Listen to this.
Medicaid, FMAP. Yes or no, do you support cutting Medicaid or reducing, and especially in an area where you and I spoke about with the federal investment in Medicaid, which is known as FMAP? I'm going to call it a restroom break.
President Trump has not told me that he wants to cut Medicaid. He's told me to make it better.
Do you support cutting, yes or no? Let me ask you this way, since it's only about President Trump.
I support making it better, Senator.
If President Trump asks you to cut Medicaid, will you do it?
Well, it's not up to me to cut Medicaid. It would be up to Congress. And
You don't
I'm going to work. I'm going to work.
Mr. Kennedy, you don't want to answer? I'll move on. Do you know how many states will end? Yes or no?
He totally answered the question. Yeah. Here we have. Oh, this is great. This is great. A senator grilling him about being a conspiracy theorist.
Keep me from.
Are you a conspiracy theorist?
That is a pejorative, Senator, that's applied to me, mainly to keep me from asking difficult questions of powerful interests. I was told that I was a conspiracy theorist. That label was applied to me because I said that the vaccines, the COVID vaccine, didn't prevent transmission and it wouldn't prevent infection, when the government was telling people, Americans, that it would. I was saying that because I was looking at the monkey studies in May of 2020. I was called a conspiracy. Now everybody admits it. I was called a conspiracy theorist because I said red dye caused cancer. And now FDA has acknowledged that and banned it. I was called a conspiracy theorist because I said fluoride lowered IQ. Last week, JAMA published a meta-review of 87 studies saying that there's a direct inverse correlation between IQ loss.
All right, so I'm going to assume
I could go on for about a week.
So is there any one of them that you can say, you got me? That really was a conspiracy theory, or are you in a position? Are you a conspiracy theorist?
They love throwing that term around, don't they? Oh, man, it's disgusting. Here's Bernie Sanders going on an unhinged rant about onesies to RFK Jr.
Afraid. They are selling what's called onesies. These are little things, clothing for babies. One of them is titled Unvaxxed, Unafraid. Next one, and they're sold for $26 a piece, by the way. Next one is No Vax, No Problem. Now, you're coming before this committee and you say you're pro-vaccine. Just want to ask some questions. And yet your organization is making money selling a child's product to parents for $26, which casts fundamental doubt on the usefulness of vaccines. Can you tell us now that you will, now that you are pro-vaccine, that you're going to have your organization take these products off the market?
Senator, I have no power over that organization. I'm not part of it. I resigned from the board.
Yeah, that was just a few months ago. You founded that. You certainly have power. You can make that call. Are you supportive of this?
I've had nothing to do with leadership.
Are you supportive of these onesies?
I'm supportive of vaccines.
Are you supportive of this clothing, which is militantly anti-vaccine?
I am supportive of vaccines. I will. I want good science, and I want to protect.
But you will not tell the organization you founded not to continue selling that product. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Black.
I want to point out in the background there, you could see Megyn Kelly. You can see RFK's wife, and you can see the food babe also on the sitting behind him. Look at Megyn Kelly with that big smile. She's having a great day there, isn't she? Okay. What else have we got? So many hot clips from this today. Okay. Okay, let's talk about those kids. Those 300,000 missing children he was asked about. This is the real reason Democrats can't stand RFK Jr.
Last 4 years. Yes, Senator, and let me just reassure you that President Trump has personally spoken to me about locating those 300,000 children who disappeared over the last 4 years.
I don't think anybody has a fully accurate number, but it's hundreds of thousands, I agree.
And many of them we know have been sex trafficked and childhood slavery, and it is a blight on America's moral authority, and we need to find those kids.
And I believe we've already found about 80,000 of them. Here we have RFK Jr. We got so many great clips. Let's check in this one talking about firing people.
Arena, they do a lot more on. Will you commit not to fire anyone in the health arena who currently works on protecting Americans from cyber attacks in their healthcare files?
I will commit to not firing anybody who's doing their job.
based on your opinion, based upon your opinion, or your political agenda, or Mr. Trump's political agenda?
Based upon my opinion.
So I guess that means a lot of the folks who've had any type of views on vaccines will be out of work.
Oh, wow. Here we have RFK Jr. President Trump has asked me to end the chronic disease epidemic.
It doesn't matter that you keep citing the Trump administration and you're just going to follow what they say. Is that what you're doing? You're just a rubber stamp for them in this position? So anybody, so it doesn't matter that you're before us. It could be anybody coming before us as long as they're a rubber stamp for this administration and disregarding your beliefs and what you think. I guess my question to you is, if it really is fundamental to what you believe, how do you live with that? How do you address those issues as you're moving forward, knowing that it's going to harm Americans? Yeah.
You want me to answer the question?
No, I'm asking you.
Okay. President Trump has asked me to end the chronic disease epidemic and make America healthy again. And I'm in a
is that
unique
the only reason
position.
why you're at HHS? Is that the only reason why then you're at the HHS, to address that one issue?
President Trump has asked me because I'm in a unique position to end that. And that is what I'm doing. And if we don't solve that problem, Senator, all of the other disputes we have about who's paying, and whether it's insurance companies, whether it's providers, whether it's HMOs, whether it's patients or families, all of those are moving deck chairs around on the Titanic. Our ship is sinking. Our 60% increase in Medicaid over the past 4 years is the biggest budget line now, and it's growing faster than any other. And no other nation in the world has what we have here. No other nation has a chronic disease. We have the highest chronic disease burden of any country in the world. We had, during COVID, we had 16% of the COVID deaths in a country. We only have 4.2% of the world's population. We had a higher death count than any country in the world. And when CDC was asked why, they said it's because Americans are the sickest people on earth. The average person who died from COVID, American, had 3.8 chronic diseases. This is an existential threat economically, to our military, to our health, to our sense of well-being. And it is a priority for President Trump. And that's why he asked me to run the agency. And if I'm privileged to be confirmed, that's exactly what I'll do.
Yeah, baby. Oh, man, that was beautiful. Oh, I love him so much. I am so happy. I am so happy. God, I pray that he gets confirmed. Here we have Democrat Ron Wyden claiming that RFK Jr. is someone who chases money and influence. We should point out here that Wyden has received $1.5 million from the healthcare industry. Notable donors include Molina Healthcare, Quest Diagnostics, and Novo Nordisk.
This is the profile. So that Mr. Kennedy has embraced conspiracy theories, quacks, charlatans, especially when it comes to the safety and efficacy of vaccines. He has made it his life's work to sow doubt and discourage parents from getting their kids life-saving vaccines. It has been lucrative for him and put him on the verge of immense power. This is the profile of someone who chases money and influence wherever they lead, even if that may mean the tragic deaths of children and other vulnerable people.
I can't believe these people would say that. Here is, apparently, I guess this is a donations that were made to Wyden. Anna Matson posting this. You can see defense, energy, national resources, finance, real estate, construction, communications, and the like. Let's see, we've got more. Okay, here is Elizabeth Warren. This is RFK's exchange with her.
Or a health commit that when you leave this job, you will not accept compensation from a drug company, a medical device company, a hospital system, or a health insurer for at least 4 years, including as a lobbyist or a board member.
Can you just repeat the last part of the question? Can I commit?
You're not going to take money from drug companies in any way, shape, or form.
Me?
Yes, you.
Oh, yeah, I'm happy to commit to that.
Okay, good. That's what I figured. I said it's an easy question to start with. And I think you're right on this.
I don't think any of them want to give me money, by the way.
Let's keep commit that we.
How much money has she taken? Okay, we've also got, he already said this, we got this. RFK called out Democrats to their faces.
People are on it. Americans don't, by and large, do not like the Affordable Care Act. People are on it. They don't like Medicaid. They like Medicare. And they like private insurance. We need to listen to what they would prefer to be on private insurance. Most Americans, if they can afford to be, will be on private insurance. We need to figure out ways to improve care, particularly for elderly, for veterans, for the poor in this country. And Medicaid, the current model is not doing that. I would ask, any of the Democrats who are chuckling just now, do you think all that money, the $900 billion that we're sending to Medicaid every year, has made Americans healthy? Do we think it's working for anybody? Are the premiums low enough? Americans don't.
Here we have, apparently there's a big line of support out there for Robert Kennedy this morning. Don't mess with Maha moms. That's right. Angie is one of them. Let's check it out.
I am here at the Durst office building. We're getting ready for Bobby's Senate hearing. I've got to go down this line, guys. I'm getting ready to show you all of the support that Bobby has. Everybody, look.
He has a lot of support. Hey, everybody, say hi to Bobby.
Bobby, you wouldn't believe it, but you have hundreds and hundreds of supporters already here waiting for you to arrive, Bobby, so come on.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Farmers author a letter of support to RFK Jr. For Health Secretary confirmation. Senator Steve Daines to RFK Jr., you mentioned that you want to make HHS the gold standard. Let's listen.
Gold standard. Mr. Kennedy, I'm glad to see you here this morning. I listened to your opening remarks, and you mentioned that you want to make HHS the gold standard of science. I have found my engagements with you, both behind closed doors in my office, as well as listening to you publicly, to be very thoughtful and science-based. I applaud that. I thank you for that. And I realize this will likely be a very partisan vote on this committee and on the Senate floor. But let the record state there are 3 medical doctors on this side of the dais. I'm a chemical engineer. We believe in science. I'm thankful that you do too, and you made that comment in your opening remarks.
Beautiful.
Mr. Kennedy.
Yeah, finally someone who believes in science again. Yep. This is a beautiful day in America. We are witnessing it all happen, but we are not out of the woods yet. The attacks will continue to come on RFK Jr. We will continue to support him here. I remember in 2016 when he went to Trump Tower, I was so excited to see him going to meet with Donald Trump, but there were many people at that time surrounding President Trump and urged them to stay away from RFK Jr. Well, we are in a different era now. Here's more from RFK Jr. today.
What I want to do is, I'm not a scientist. I want to empower scientists. I want to make sure that science is unobstructed by vested or economic interests.
Oh, yeah. It's a new day, friends. It is a new day. Here's another clip.
And I didn't answer.
So do you believe, as you've said, that antidepressants cause school shootings? This should be a simple question.
I don't think anybody can answer that question, and I didn't answer that question. I said it should be studied. So your answer is? I said it should be studied along with other potential culprits, like
so they may cause
social media. But I don't know. I would never make, because there's no science on that,
well,
Senator.
There is, Senator. I mean, excuse me, there is, Mr. Kennedy.
Thank you for the promotion.
The science shows that there. So do you believe, as you've said, that
Oh, yeah. It is a historic moment, friends, and you are a part of it. And I'm glad to be here to share it with you. Okay, now, what happened in that Senate hearing today? It was not just political theater. It was the beginning of a revolution in American healthcare. When Bernie Sanders tried to trap RFK Jr. with questions about vaccines and onesies, Kennedy turned the tables and exposed a $900 billion Medicaid scandal. But here's what's really significant. Trump and Kennedy, two men the establishment have tried to destroy, are now joining forces to tackle the chronic disease epidemic. And that has Big Pharma trembling. So here's what I want to know, and put this down in the comments. Why do you think the same Democrats who claim to fight for affordable health care are now trying to block someone who wants to make Americans healthier? Rep your truth with our exclusive Mag Avengers collection, because some revolutions start with a statement. Available now at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com.